It was a crisp autumn afternoon in October 2023 when I pulled up to my lakeside cabin in Willow Creek, a quiet community nestled along the shores of Lake Harmony, Wisconsin. I'd been looking forward to a weekend of peace, maybe some fishing, just me and the water. But as I rounded the bend to my property, my jaw hit the floor. There were at least 100 strangers milling about my backyard, setting up what looked like a full-blown wedding white chairs, floral arches, the works. At the center of it all was a woman I'd never seen before, barking orders like she owned the place. Her name, I'd soon learn, was Evelyn Harper, self-proclaimed president of the Willow Creek Homeowners Association. I stormed out of my truck, heart pounding. "Excuse me, what's going on here?" I called, my voice sharper than I intended. Evelyn turned, flashing a smile so syrupy it could have drowned a pancake. She was in her late 50s, with a bob haircut that screamed, "I need to speak to your supervisor," and a pair of oversized sunglasses perched on her nose despite the overcast sky. "Oh, darling," she cooed. "We're hosting a community wedding. The HOA approved it all." She dangled a key in the air, a key that looked disturbingly like the one to my cabin. My stomach twisted. "This is my property," I said, trying to keep my cool. "How did you get that key?" Evelyn's smile didn't falter. "This? Oh, it's the HOA master key for community spaces," she said, waving a laminated document that looked like it was printed off a 10-year-old inkjet. The paper had misspellings and a clip art seal that screamed fake. I crossed my arms, heat rising in my chest. "I never gave the HOA any key. You need to leave. Now." Her facade cracked just a bit, and then, in a move that left me speechless, she pulled out her phone and dialed 911. "Help! There's a dangerous trespasser threatening me," she cried, pointing at me like I was some thug. I stood there, dumbfounded, as she accused me of trespassing on my own damn cabin. The situation spiraled from bizarre to absurd when Evelyn, still on her theatrical 911 call, backed into a towering chocolate fountain the wedding vendors had set up. The thing toppled like a drunken giant, dousing her in a wave of molten chocolate. Her phone was toast, her official document was a soggy mess, and 50 wedding guests were filming the chaos, their phones out like paparazzi at a scandal. "He sabotaged HOA property," she shrieked, chocolate dripping from her chin, pointing at me. I could only shake my head as the sheriff arrived, a grizzled guy named Deputy Malone who looked like he'd seen every kind of crazy twice. He examined our keys, hers an exact replica of mine, right down to a familiar nick from when I dropped mine on the dock last summer. "Ma'am, where'd you get this?" he asked. Evelyn doubled down, claiming it was part of an official HOA master key system. Malone's eyebrow went up. "County's got no record of that," he said, and I saw Evelyn's confidence flicker. That's when my neighbor, Tom Reynolds, appeared at the edge of my property, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. Tom, a quiet guy in his 40s who usually kept to his woodworking, motioned toward Evelyn and then his house, like he was trying to tell me something without her noticing. The sheriff let us both go with a warning. Evelyn's ID checked out, and she had some legit-looking HOA papers, but as soon as Malone's cruiser vanished, Tom rushed over, eyes darting. "James, we need to talk," he whispered. "I got a call last night from someone saying Evelyn Harper died in a boating accident in 2018. So who the hell is this?" The next morning, Tom showed up at my cabin with a folder thicker than a phone book and bags under his eyes. "I stayed up all night digging," he said, spreading out county records, news clippings, and photos he'd snapped of Evelyn's keychain when it fell during her chocolate disaster. "She's got keys to 7 houses in Willow Creek, all labeled with addresses." My blood ran cold as I recognized my neighbors' homes. Worse, Tom had emails showing Evelyn had conned local locksmiths into making duplicates using fake HOA letterhead. Before I could process it, my phone buzzed with texts from neighbors. "Wedding set up at your place again?" I looked out my window and nearly lost it. Despite yesterday's fiasco, Evelyn had the vendors back, rolling in an even bigger chocolate fountain. I grabbed Tom, and we ran outside to find chaos, vendors arguing, flowers everywhere, and the bride, Lily, standing in her gown, looking like she was about to cry. "Lily, what's happening?" I asked, keeping my voice steady. Her eyes welled up. "Grandma said yesterday was a rehearsal, that today's the real wedding with all the permits." Her voice shook. She didn't believe it herself. Then Evelyn strutted out from behind a catering truck, dressed like a wedding planner from a bad sitcom, complete with a megaphone and a badge reading community event director. "Welcome to the official celebration," she blared, acting like the police hadn't been here 12 hours ago. I marched up, Tom at my side. "Evelyn, stop this now." She flashed that patronizing smile. "James, darling, you're confused about HOA rules. Everything's authorized." She waved another set of fake papers, even shoddier than the last. Tom stepped forward, holding up his folder like a weapon. "Lily, your grandma's been lying to everyone," he said loud enough for the crowd to hear. "She's got illegal keys to 7 houses and fake HOA authority." Lily's face went pale as Tom showed her the keychain photos. "Grandma, those aren't real keys, are they?" she whispered. Evelyn's mask slipped. "Community oversight requires access tools," she snapped, but the wedding party was turning on her. Lily's dad, a bear of a man, roared, "We paid $30,000 for your lies." Her mom joined in, voice trembling with fury. "You ruined our daughter's wedding." The vendors, already shaky about permits, started packing up when Evelyn, in a desperate move, swung her clipboard like a battle axe, hitting the maid of honor and shattering it into pieces. Guests ducked as clipboard shrapnel flew, and I knew this was going viral. Lily, still in her gown, approached me, tears streaming. "I found this in Grandma's car," she said, handing me a crumpled paper. It listed 7 addresses, including mine, with dollar amounts next to each. Mine read, $500,000 insurance payout possible. At the bottom, in Evelyn's neat handwriting, "Which house burns first?" My heart stopped. This wasn't just fraud. This was arson, maybe worse. I couldn't sleep that night, picturing Evelyn sneaking into my cabin at 2 a.m. with a gas can, as Lily later told me she'd seen, claiming it was for wedding prep. Tom's research the next day painted a darker picture. "Evelyn Harper's a ghost," he said, showing me records of fake references and addresses. "She's been infiltrating HOAs for years, pulling the same scam. Move in, take over, steal, vanish." Then Lily texted me a photo from Evelyn's phone, 6 driver's licenses, all with Evelyn's face, but different names. Patricia Coleman, Linda Hayes, Susan Grant, and more. "If Evelyn's not real," I said to Tom, "who's been living here for 3 years? The next morning, Lily called, sobbing. "Her real name's Patricia Coleman," she said, meeting me at the community center with a shoebox of papers. I helped her create the Evelyn identity, thinking it was for taxes. She used my credit to open accounts and steal $80,000 from the HOA. Her guilt was palpable, but her courage was stronger. That afternoon, we called an emergency HOA meeting. 30 neighbors showed up, more than ever. Lily stood, voice steady, and laid it all bare. "My grandma's real name is Patricia Coleman. She's been stealing from you using my identity." She showed bank statements, fake invoices, and canceled checks. $35,000 for non-existent landscaping, $25,000 for fake security services. The room was silent until Patricia burst in, clipboard in hand, dressed like a corporate executive. "This meeting's unauthorized," she barked, but Lily didn't waver. "Patricia Coleman, I'm exposing your crimes," she said, holding up a real driver's license with Patricia's name. Patricia's meltdown was something out of a fever dream. She argued with herself in different voices, Evelyn's sugary tone, Patricia's defensive snarl claiming HOA authority, while the prosecutor, tipped off by Lily, walked in with deputies. "Patricia Coleman, you're under arrest for embezzlement," he said. She pulled out a calculator, shouting about judicial inefficiencies and trying to measure the community center's square footage as they cuffed her. "This violates my measurement rights," she screamed, clutching her calculator like a lifeline. The investigation grew. My insurance papers had signatures from a county clerk, Diane Larson, Patricia's accomplice. Detective Carter confirmed Diane had forged documents to rig Patricia's HOA election, earning $6,000 per fake signature. Worse, Diane still worked at the county office, with access to all our records. Then Patricia's sister, Clara Harper, moved across the street, claiming to want a fresh start. She seemed nice, brought cookies, asked about community events, but Lily wasn't fooled. "She's asking the same questions Patricia did. Property values, HOA funds," she warned. Clara's mask slipped at a barbecue when she started reorganizing plates with a tablet app, citing nutrition optimization. It was Patricia's playbook, just with better tech. Detective Carter's sting caught Diane trying to shred evidence, her hand stuck in a jammed shredder as firefighters freed her and deputies arrested her. Clara, shaken, cooperated, revealing a higher-up in the county protecting the scheme. "They know we're close," she whispered, terrified. 2 years later, Lily graduated with a criminal justice degree, inspired to fight fraud. Tom's HOA reforms transparent budgets. Open meetings made Willow Creek a model community. Property values soared 18%, and we hosted workshops for other neighborhoods. Patricia, after 4 years in prison, moved to a halfway house in Michigan, reportedly measuring grocery aisles until she was fired. Last week, a postcard arrived from Patricia, postmarked from a nearby town with a circled HOA address. My stomach churned. Is she back at it, slicker and sneakier? Or has she finally quit? One thing's certain, our community's stronger than ever, forged in the fire of her schemes. But I want to hear from you. Have you faced a fraudster like Patricia? What would you do if someone tried to claim your home? Drop your stories below, hit that like button if this tale of justice fired you up, and subscribe for more real-life dramas. Because in Willow Creek, we learned the hard way. Trust your gut, watch your neighbors, and never underestimate a woman with a clipboard.